Welcome to the Inked Sisterhood YouTube channel. I'm Nelima and I'm doing this session which is in line with our series in commemoration of the World Day of Remembrance for road traffic victims. With us we have our guest Timothy. Timothy, please introduce yourself, tell us a bit about yourself and what you like, one fun thing about yourself.
Yes, my name is Timothy Munene. Love to travel. That's I think one thing I love, right? Or rather, it's a new hobby that I've discovered. I love to travel, especially Kenya. I'm looking to explore new destinations, Kenya and things like that.
Oh, nice. I think we all realize how beautiful this country a bit too late. So
Yes.
we hope we have enough time to cover the entire circumference of it.
Yes,
It's called
please.
circumference ama ni diameter, you know?
Circumference. The diameter is just
diameter is half, ingine ni round.
cut. Want everything.
So in line with our theme, the commemoration and remembrance of our loved ones that we have lost, I would put it to you to please share your story on what you've gone through and tell us a bit about maybe your experience with that.
Okay. We lost a smaller brother, my small bro, road accident, Kiambu Road. He was a rider, he was a biker, very good biker that is. That was like his passion, his number one thing that he really loved, riding. So he used to love going off-road and things like that. Like his bike was a vertical bike. He was not those guys for the Ducatis and whatnot. He used to love his vertical bike that could do off-road and on-road and all that. So yes, unfortunately, yes, we lost him on a road accident on Kiambu Road. It was quite unfortunate for us. It was actually a very unnecessary accident because it was one of those where you wonder us as motorists, because I'm not a biker myself, but we always, the road is for everyone. Like we share the road. Cyclists, pedestrians, whatnot. I mean, we don't understand why that actually had to happen, and it's quite sad. Family took us by shock because it really hit us hard. When we look at the actions of the other party, whoever caused the accident, sadly the one thing we got out of it is that he did not see. So we do not understand that thing as a motorist. How do you not see somebody else? Like, if you do not see somebody else, like, do you not see a post? Did you not see a block? Did you not see? I mean, it makes no sense. So yeah, I wish that, especially like us guys who are driving cars, like the most important thing is to open your eye. If you can't see, then why? If you don't have control of that metallic box that you're putting on the road, if you cannot do a 360 of it, like, why you put it? Like, makes you sense. And it's a case that we see almost every other day. Like we see, I mean, even when you're driving, like you always see, you can see that border guy going like this, and like this guy is standing this way, and why is it that you're not seeing something else? Like, it does not.
So most
like
of the time, you're not seeing because we are on our phones when we're driving, or
At
we are
times.
impaired by something that we have utilized, or we are on autopilot. You know, we feel as if when we are in those cars, we are basically protected. So we have a bit of a reaction time, so we can afford to be distracted. But the thing is, as any type of road user, whether a pedestrian, a rider, whether a driver, we cannot afford to be distracted on the road.
No.
And you know, one of the, I think, things that hit me really hard about Victor's death was the fact that he was such an experienced rider. To me, who just started riding the other day, that is the epitome of a good rider, one who's experienced on the road, one who's very safe and conscious with what he's doing. So when that accident happened, it was scary, especially to us who would consider ourselves newbie riders. It was really scary to consider that if that can happen to an experienced rider, what about those of us who are just starting out?
Yeah.
It's really scary. As the biker community, we continue to condole with your family, and we continue to support the family in any way that we can, if it is appearances. And I believe the court proceedings are ongoing, so we shall not discuss that, but we hope that justice shall be served for Vic and for your family. So, what would you want done differently in honor of Vic by the authorities, by us as drivers, as road users, basically in general? What would you like to see different?
One thing, the funny thing is, I have a friend of mine who actually sells bikes, and I saw him riding just the other day. I actually witnessed a close accident, like an accident that was just about to happen. He was just about to be hit properly, badly by somebody who was turning badly at a junction. The one thing we also need to remember is many of us who learned how to drive maybe 10, 20 years ago, we learned how to drive on roads that didn't have lights. There were no border guys 20 years ago. We never had any of these routes. So I know definitely it would be very hard for us to have everybody have a refresher course now to know how to share the roads and whatnot. But I wish there would be a way where we could, especially for people who do not know how to literally look or see where they're going. Like we would have, even if it's a virtual kind of training or something, like get these guys to know that this road is not yours. It does not belong to you and you alone. But that also is something that is that plays on both sides. Because again also, we have very many border guys who do not know how to drive.
Not licensed,
they are not licensed, they're not what they come to a place like here, given a bike, you're like, okay, can you move it from here to there? You're like, he has gone till there. Oh, okay. You're good to go. Take the bike, go do your stuff.
And the sad thing is they also pillion now.
Exactly, and they're carrying guys, and out in the village you find now they're carrying even 3-4 guys and whatnot, yet they still don't know how to ride. So I think there needs to be like a policy that needs to govern that kind of thing. Like any other person who's getting a border license or getting a bike or whatnot, let them go through thorough riding experience. But again also, let's also get motorists to understand that roads are not for just that one box that is 1 meter by 2 meters wide. Like, let them get to understand that when you're turning somewhere, please check your side mirror. Don't imagine that, I've turned this on this road 300 times without hitting anyone. The one day you will get to hit someone, you will kill someone.
And you can't take it back.
And those are things that you can't say that I have been a professional driver for so many years, yet you cannot see. Person who killed my brother said, I did not see him. That thing still haunts us to date, because the fact that you say you did not see somebody, but the accident clearly shows that it hit the right front of your car. Like, how do you not see somebody who you hit with your body right in front? Like, tell me you did not see somebody who hit the back of your car or something, but you do not see somebody who you hit head on. A head-on collision does not make sense how you explain it as I did not see. So this is what we want. I don't know how it would be enforced. We would want something that just gives people their awareness. Like, be aware of where you drive. Most important thing, I know at times people say, yes, I was on the phone, or whatnot and whatnot. But to be very honest, at times, like some of those, not all the times I picked up a phone call or I was distracted with whatnot. Some people literally just do not see. You will literally be holding steering, looking ahead, but you forget to look on the side or look on the other side or anticipate it. This neighborhood has so many schools. You cannot be driving at 100 kilometers per hour on a road that has very many turnoffs for schools. You have to always anticipate that there may be kids crossing, school bus, what,
if you're around a marketplace, certainly you're going to encounter some
pedestrians.
Pedestrians here, there.
Yeah.
So you have to watch your speed.
Yes. People need to think about that. People need to stop thinking that this is not the highway. You're not driving on the highway always. Always keeping 100, 120.
You can't
think about those kind of things.
That's a very key thing to state, because I think we are all ambassadors in our own ways. So every one of us on the road, because I believe this is something that I've seen in my family. When I started riding, the drivers in my family, they will always note, even Boda guys, they will be more keen, because they're like, this could be our sister. Exactly. So you basically ought to acknowledge every single road user. Exactly. Because that is someone's family member.
Yes. And could be your family member.
Could be your family member. Because it's very scary, honestly, for biker families, even seeing them on the road. Yeah. Like when you buy a bike, you have to go through a session where you now come and tell your family, especially your parents, hi mom, hi dad, I have bought a bike, I now intend to be riding. And the first thing they tell you is like, that's dangerous.
Yes.
Don't do it, don't do it.
Very dangerous. Yes.
And it's just a mode of transport, just like a car. It's the same way, to move it from point A to point B. It shouldn't have to be, it's dangerous. It should be, everyone is so careful on the road that it is no longer a parent's nightmare to hear that their child is riding a motorcycle. So with that, we'll close this session. Thank you so much for joining us and for sharing your story. We hope that you and your family and Vic will get justice. Bye guys, and if you hadn't hit subscribe, please subscribe.